Let it be done. He stole his breast, put him in the machine heart. When he is dead, we will do his put him in the machine's place.
No. Please. Just let me go. I'm begging you. Please.
We're trying to eat.
We're only trying to eat.
We were starving.
We were starving.
Please,
Help me.
God,
Help me.
God, help me.
Please, God. No, don't put me in that thing. Don't put me in that thing.
We are all a just people. We believe in righteousness and above all in preservation of the will. There has been talk regarding the death of our old commandant and his coming replacement. Measures have been undertaken, but know this. They may try to change a face here or there, try to implant ideas or hold knives to our necks, but we will have conviction. And it is our conviction that holds us together. We are, all of us, a just people. Let us begin!
Subsection of Article 4-2B. Any unlawful maritime travel between 100 and 400 hours is to be met, surveilled, and escorted to the nearest dock and processed.
Yes.
If the weight limit of the cargo has been exceeded, then the I-9 form must be filled out in triplicate and submitted to the magistrate, myself, and the regional department organization head. This is essential. Follow?
Yes, it has.
You may find the I-9 in the sub-basement of Administration Building 3. It is to be filled out within 3 hours of vessel registration.
Yes, initial inventory reports something. An unlicensed parcel. It was contained in one of the...
what?
An unlicensed parcel. A woman.
A woman?
Yes.
A stowaway?
Not exactly. She was found.
Found?
Yes.
Alive?
Yes, semi-conscious.
Has she been processed? Her information?
Here we are. Documents officially assigned by the state. One assessor's degree, judicial license, death certificate, a minor of hers.
What else?
No, she was a sort of appeals adjudicator. She was known for her swiftness. Have you heard of her?
No. They found her in the outer territories?
That's correct.
Far. How long has it been since the territory has been surveyed?
To my immediate knowledge, I don't know.
Find out. Process her. Take down her account. Should there be any evidence for raw materials that would be beneficial to the state, push harder for information.
Absolutely.
Be as quick as possible.
Yes.
Go to it.
It says here you've had your inoculations. Feel good to be home. What? Sorry, is there something you would like? Some water, maybe? Some food, perhaps? Maybe something like that.
Some water. Yes.
For a minute there, I thought you might be a mute. Oh, did you hear the one about the mother who washed her son's hands off with soap after he cursed?
I can speak.
I'm sorry, that's unfortunate somehow that you can speak. Oh, there you are. Oh, fresh wound?
Yes.
You've seeped some.
It's fresh enough to have forgotten that you've had it.
I didn't notice.
Well, you've been busy. We'll get you some fresh bandages soon enough, but first there are some things we need to take care of. Things to discuss, document, discuss, document, discuss, document. You see the pattern. Think about how wonderful it would be to travel as you have. All the places, the people, the stories, so exciting.
I don't have much to offer you.
Your story. I'm going to take it down.
My story?
Yes. The area in which you were found has not been inventoried in quite some time.
You're looking for something.
Yes, it's standard to assess the potential value.
I know what you're looking for.
Yes, I'd like you to tell me about
And it won't do you any good.
Well, you'll tell me either way.
Of the Penal Colony.
That's correct. A prison camp or something like that.
Yes,
You know this place?
very well.
Not much activity there lately. New commandant was sent several months ago after the passing of the previous. Your story should be quite helpful as to the colony's progress.
Who is it that you work for?
Oh, I work at the discretion of the state. I must please this person who reports to a committee that's overseen by a board, advised by an administrator, so on and so on, and...
Heaven has fallen. Janus is dead. Bureaucracy now is the god with two heads.
I don't know that one. I've never had an ear for poetry.
When I was younger, I enjoyed the older poets. There's always time to learn.
Right. Well, let's move along.
You want to know if there's anything on the colony that may benefit you.
Yes. That, and to make sure of your well-being, you are, after all, still of value to us.
You mean what I did before?
Yes.
I don't believe I'm a help to anyone anymore regarding my previous occupation.
Well, maybe just to me.
Maybe.
So, what's it all about? What are your newfound convictions?
What is your conviction worth?
Are you all right?
I'm sorry, what?
Let's start from the beginning.
I will tell you what you want to know, but first, a warning. I sit still in silence, close my eyes, and the things that happen before me come only after my mind wanders past the stars. The reason that you and the ones you work for and the ones they work for are all curious is the same reason a grown man searches for God or something profound. You want to know that there's a sense of something to be gained. You want to know that there is a sense of order in the world and that it is your responsibility to belong. A correct answer. A right choice.
Right, well,
A fair warning is deserved.
yes. Now, it says here you worked as an appeals adjudicator, yes?
That's correct.
And a well-known one at that.
Some would say controversial.
Oh, we would say efficient.
I have been requested for comment at 398 hearings, all with the same result.
What result was that?
The result was death.
Oh, tell me more.
I'd been asked to comment on an appeal regarding a worker whose negligence had been costly.
What kind of worker?
A factory worker.
Oh, yes, I believe I've heard of this one.
In your opinion, regarding the appeal of the convicted, what is in the state's best interest for proceeding?
I do not deal in opinion, only in fact. And the fact is this. The convict, married and father of 4, has been indicted and reprimanded multiple times regarding the same offense, carelessness. Only this time, it has resulted in the death of a co-worker. The idea that this convict is the character of the ne'er-do-well is absurd and is a complete myth of satirical fiction. Simply, he has neglected responsibility. Responsibility that was his alone.
Your recommendation.
Execution, as was previously recommended.
Do you consider that just? Taking another life, as well as the one that was already lost?
Society is only as strong as its weakest link. We've had that proven again and again by history. While some authorities maintain that retribution and rehabilitation are fundamental rights deserved by all, we simply do not share that opinion. The accused has had his opportunity to present a case, and the accused lost. That is our process.
This is just?
We are not only taking a life, but allowing others to prosper.
Is it easy for you to come to such a conclusion?
There is no epiphany here. Only the one answer.
What about your critics?
What about them?
How are you able to make such a recommendation for this man's demise? You speak a word, wash your hands of him, and go on with your day.
My responsibility to society is fulfilled, and that is all I need. Efficiency is the word of the day.
Excellent. Anything else?
Death and promptness make good partners. I suggest that those are the last two the condemned share.
Very well. You black-hearted bitch. You know what you are? You're nothing but a rusty nail sticking out of an ugly machine. I'll see you burn in hell for what you are. What do you think your words are worth? Turn around and look at me. Tell me, what do you think they're worth?
It went pleasantly.
It gets easier.
Yes, but all those eyes looking back at you, knowing that they'll die based off your expertise.
That is all I have to say about my occupation.
How did you learn about the colony?
It was soon thereafter I received a sort of invitation.
You were invited.
More or less.
397 is such a precise number. But I suppose it must be 398 by now. Maybe higher. I've written to you to give you a chance opportunity, one that may not present itself often. I've recently come into a high position in a relatively large prison institution. These places still exist far off from the factory-laden lands that you and yours inhabit. I agree with your personal politics and offer you the chance to appease the people who choose to challenge the weight of your rulings. I would like you to help us streamline our judicial proceedings. Think of it as charity work to make you seem more, how should I say, merciful. On this colony, there exists a peculiar machine, one that's been used for ages since the earlier years of the old Commandant. It is, well, you shall see for yourself, but there is some talk to rid the colony of it. I wish you to survey our methods and possibly give feedback that would benefit us. You will silence opposition by showing us your humble guidance, and our efforts will be all the better for it. I've set a place for you here.
Scant.
P.S. I found this poem. I thought you might enjoy it.
Do you remember it?
I couldn't forget it if I tried.
And what was it?
Turning and turning in the widening gyre, the falcon cannot hear the falconer.
The blood-dimmed tide is loosed, and everywhere the ceremony of innocence is drowned.
The best lack all conviction, while the worst are full of passionate intensity.
I like it. A bit dark, but I like it.
I left shortly thereafter.
What is it that you first remember?
Watch your things for you?
You want money, don't you? Is that it? Money?
If you want me to watch your things for you, I'll do it. have you come here for?
I've come to see the Commandant. Do you know where I can find him?
Oh, yes. Many people surround him. They give him anything he wants.
Oh, really? She was an ambitious little thing. I even caught her fishing in my pocket. Stop that, please.
I'm sorry.
Can you take me to him?
Oh, yes. Where do you come from?
A ways away.
I know that place.
Good for you.
Do you have any family? Someone like me?
No. No one like you.
Then I'll get you food.
Thank you, but no, I've come only to see the Commandant.
You've come to only see the Commandant?
Yes, I'm just a traveler.
Traveler?
Yes, I go from place to place.
Why?
That's what travelers do.
You're looking for something?
I'm here as a favor, nothing more.
Have you found what you're looking for? I know what it is.
Excuse me?
I have seen many wonderful things. Do you know these things?
No,
Have you seen the face of beauty?
What?
I have. I see everything. It's that way. You may go there.
There's no light.
Follow ears.
What kind of drums are those?
Prison march.
Will I know the colony when I see it?
Oh, yes. You're like the last person who was here.
And who is that?
He came in chains.
And what did he say?
I'll tell you. He said, "We now begin the ritual of death."
I was a pilgrim in a land that had begun to crawl under my skin and behind my eyes.
Good. You found the Commandant.
She was right. I found the Commandant's barracks as easily as if I'd lived on the island my entire life. I made my way through 500 meters of brush with no light whatsoever.
With no light?
It was as if someone had cleared a perfect path which I was following. I could hear the snap of the snare in the distance. I could feel the blades of the plant scrape against my face as I moved, but I never once faltered or fell. I never became lost, and sure enough, in the distance, at the break of the trees resting in front of me was the colony.
And the Commandant, he was prepared for your arrival?
It didn't seem so, but I was escorted to his office by the standing sentry.
And what was he like?
He was a character, to say the least.
I ask you, what is the world becoming? Land is being bought and sold. Industry booms and wanes. Systems of constant control. The next 1,000 years will be decided on the choices we make today. There's no time for cowardice, and more so, no time to look like we don't know what we're doing. If we mean to keep our bodies afloat, we must act quickly. You must be our visitor.
I am.
But you're...
Go on.
It's just that I wasn't expecting a woman.
Is there a problem?
It's fine. Well, I suppose I was expecting someone I could be blunt with, but welcome. Pleased to have you.
I as well.
I'm happy to have someone of your expertise with us.
It's necessity and relativity.
Which is why I was so pleased to hear of your arrival. I have to say I was surprised to learn of the eager interest.
Well,
and even still that you came so far.
Yes.
Anyway, my relief at your arrival comes with a bit of anxiety.
Which is what?
I found that in life, one may either be a coward or a man of action. I am the latter. There's the matter regarding the apparatus.
It was mentioned.
Good, then I'll save myself the explanation.
I don't really know much about it.
It's an ugly thing. I've come under pressure from outside authority to seriously scrutinize the way things are done here. Tomorrow afternoon at your presentation.
I'm sorry, what presentation?
You know, in front of my staff, various politicians, people who spend the money. Just something short and to the point. Could you do that?
I've heard nothing about this.
It's nothing too important. Just a word or two commenting on what you've seen.
Suppose I could say something.
It's that my presence here only carries with it, how should I put this, a meager amount of respect from my officers.
I can't imagine why.
The trouble is that a few of my officers are still very much loyal to the ways of the old commandant. They don't openly support him in front of me, but I know I have conspirators still. They believe its use is something spiritual and also something of a necessity, and I'm not sure exactly how. But it seems that with the use of this machine, the old commandant could command remarkable adoration from both his officers and the locals. Much dismay has grown from the ranks since I have issued orders to discontinue its use. I fear that very possibly I could be dealing with a mutiny and find myself exactly where I do not want to be. I need you to side with me.
I have to tell you, I feel I would be interfering with personal business that is not at all mine.
All business is personal in some way. You're an outsider, and because of that, you are held in high regard. I need your voice to make sure I don't have a mutiny. What do you say?
I will see what I can do.
Listen, this place won't be around forever, and neither will I. I have plans for my future, as everyone does. And if you do this favor for me, I'll make sure you won't be forgotten in my rise, as it were.
In what way?
I have many friends in many places who can ensure that you live very comfortably. So comfortable that you will never have those faces looking back at you while you pass your swift judgment. How does that sound?
Very generous offer.
You think about it. Don't make me look foolish. I've arranged for you to be guided by my first officer for the rest of the evening. There you are, finally. Please, come in here. This is our illustrious traveler.
Hello.
I've told her the plans for the evening.
Very good.
I would like things to proceed as quickly as possible.
I understand.
Do you?
Yes, sir.
Must keep up things that need keeping. For now, good evening. I have other things to attend.
I've brought you something I thought you would enjoy.
Really? I'm flattered.
With your eye for prose, I thought. There you are.
Poetry.
Poems.
Yes. Is something wrong?
No, yes. Thank you, anyway.
For your hospitality.
Yes.
It's remarkable. Truly remarkable.
And it was just as quick as that, taken headfirst by my new guide.
This way, follow me, please.
Had this officer been on the island a while?
Maybe too long.
He had information about the colony, the land surrounding. What did he say?
So glad to be rid of him. Couldn't you feel it? The stench? The dolefully ironic sense of self-worth. Now, do you think he was born that way or conditioned? Someone gives him a piece of paper with a shiny emblem on it and he's ruler of the world. It's pathetic. Who knows? This way.
Would I be able to see where I'm staying? It's been a long trip.
Shortly. Wouldn't you like to know why you're here?
As a matter of fact,
Let's hold for a minute. This fucking humidity. I haven't properly greeted you. You've come. You've finally come.
That's right. I'm sorry, are those women's handkerchiefs?
Yes. Magic in the web of them. They're gifts from the ladies. Meaningless except for that they do remind me of home. And we don't want to forget about home now, do we?
I suppose not.
You know about things that are important. The importance of purity?
Yes.
Of course you do.
Where is it that you're leading me?
Why, you are here.
I'm a little in the dark about that.
Not anymore. As you can see, it is not the typical setting for executions. I've been trying to keep things in order for your arrival.
He referred to it simply as...
Our death chamber.
Death chamber?
To the point, I do respect that.
Come closer. Closer, you can do better than that. Remarkable, isn't it?
My God, what is this?
Why, this is our apparatus. This is how we execute. It's truly remarkable. Pay attention to your post. Pardon me.
What's wrong with him?
Oh, don't worry about him. Now, this machine is far more interesting.
He's struggling.
He hasn't had anything to drink for several days. It thins out the blood, which is essential for the next portion.
Did you say days?
Of course. Now, as I was saying, this is our apparatus, and it is made out of the...
Truthfully, I wasn't as excited about the apparatus as the officer. But the Commandant was correct about the machine. It was like something I'd never seen before.
Tell me more about the room.
To the left of the machine was the condemned man and his guards. Condemned couldn't have been more than 16. He had been broken.
The apparatus is our previous Commandant's invention. I helped him on all of the first tests and on all of the work right up into its start, but the credit for the invention belongs to him.
Yes, I've heard only so much of the previous Commandant.
It's a shame that you didn't know the old Commandant. Well, I hope I sound modest when I say that the organization of the entire penal colony is his, and his alone. At first, people thought he was a strange man, an eccentric. But we, his friends, understand the importance of what he has laid out. As much as we would like to take credit for its invention, it is his apparatus. It stands in front of us.
How lucky for me. Wait a moment, I think I understand.
Oh, yes?
Yes, I've seen something like this before.
That couldn't be.
But I have.
No, I honestly doubt it.
It's a really wonderful mythic concept of morality. There was a Greek king once who would pack 6 or 7 men into a giant copper statue of a bull, and then a fire would be lit under the belly of the bull. And as the men were cooked alive inside, their melting bodies would come rushing out of the nostrils of the animals. Really quite awful.
Well, that's not anything like this.
Sure it is. It's a technique used to discourage crime by using this contraption as a fear-based motivator. It's a brilliant idea.
This contraption isn't a myth. This is real. And it provides a much more interesting sensation. If only our pig of a Commandant understood.
I want to put this before everything. If my being here is the matter of some sort of internal dispute between you and the new Commandant, then I'm sorry to say that I have no interest in being
Certain
here.
channels must be followed. That is why you are here.
There are more efficient ways to conduct protocol.
Heaven has fallen. Janus is dead. Bureaucracy now is the god of 2 heads.
I don't know that one.
Well, there's always time to learn. Efficiency is the word of the day. Now, on to the good stuff. As you can see, it consists of 3 parts. The one underneath is called the bed. The upper one is called the inscriber, and the one in the middle here. This moving part is called the harrow.
Harrow?
Yes, the harrow. The whole thing is driven like a harrow, although it stays in one place and is in principle much more artistic. The condemned man is laid out on the bed. Anyway, you will find out in a moment. I know it is a lot to take in. Pardon me.
The soldiers and the condemned were unresponsive to the officer's excitement. It's as if they didn't understand his lush affection. Though only one was sentenced to die, they all seemed dull to everything.
How was the machine powered? By petroleum, electricity? Were there storages around?
Up to that point, it didn't appear to have a fuel source.
So, here is the bed, as I said. The whole thing is completely covered with a layer of cotton wool, the purpose of which you'll find out in a moment. Now, the condemned man is laid out on his stomach, on this cotton wool. Naked, of course.
Of course.
There are straps for the hands here, for the feet here, and at the throat here to tie him in firmly. And here at the head of the bed, where the man lies face down, is a small protruding lump of felt, which can easily be adjusted to press right into the man's mouth.
Into the mouth?
Well, its purpose is to keep the man from screaming, and from biting his tongue to pieces.
Does that happen often?
More often than not. Although, the man has to let the felt into his mouth. Otherwise, the straps that are around his throat will break his neck.
And you wouldn't want that. Why? This is an execution device, is it not?
You don't get any of it! Forgive me. I have trouble remembering. I have to remind myself to slow down. Pardon me. Please.
Yes, the humidity.
Yes.
It was a massive construction.
Did the apparatus appear to be of value in any way? Perhaps salvaged for monetary purposes?
I don't know, but to the officer, it was priceless.
Did you admire it?
Become hard not to appreciate the intricacy.
Yes. As soon as the man is strapped in securely, the bed is set into motion. It quivers with tiny, very rapid oscillations from side to side and up and down simultaneously.
Where have I seen something like this before?
Mental hospitals.
That's right.
Only with our bed, all of the movements must be precisely calibrated so that they are coordinated with the movements of the harrow. Because it is the harrow that actually has the job of carrying out the sentence.
I'm sorry, I'm confused.
You don't even know about that? Come now.
You'll have to forgive me.
Previously, it was our commandant's habit to provide such explanations, but it seems our new commandant has excused himself from this honorable duty.
Please, it's fine.
I was not informed about this. It is not my fault. But in any case, I am certainly the person best able to explain our style of sentencing. Our form of sentencing is a unique one.
How so?
The law in which a condemned man has violated is inscribed upon his body with the harrow.
I'm sorry, he's tattooed?
In a way. This man's sentence, for instance, would be something like, ever vigilant.
I get it now. Sentencing. That's clever.
Someone who is not intimately involved sees no external differences among the punishments. Now, the harrow goes to work. And as it does, it sticks the tips of its needles into the body, which is also vibrating from the movement of the bed. And now the inscription is made on the body. But don't you want to come and see the needles for yourself? Well, we have two sorts of needles in a multiple arrangement. The long one inscribes, while the short one squirts out water to keep the inscriptions always clear. Then the blood drips.
Pardon my ignorance, but does the condemned know his own sentence?
No.
No?
I caught him sleeping on guard one night. He didn't even know that I had spotted him.
The officer explained that his arrest happened something like this.
What is going on? Help me! Stop! Please! Shut up! What is this? Shut up, please! There's been a mistake. You're under arrest. What have I done? You know. I don't. Tell me. I said shut up. What is my crime? Tell me what my crime is. going to be put to death for what you've done.
For what? Please, God, don't do this to me!
You're going to scream and suffer.
No! Please, please tell me my crime and I will atone.
You have committed your crime, and that is all that you need to know.
I'm sorry. Tell me what I've done. Tell me my crime.
How is that possible?
It would be pointless to tell the man what he has done wrong, when he will understand it for himself.
I'm not sure.
He will understand it!
I have some concerns about your methods.
The matter stands like this. Guilt is always beyond a doubt. Why, if I had first gotten a hold of this man and interrogated him myself, the result would have been confusion. He would have lied. And if I would have exposed his lies, he would have replaced them with new ones, and again and again. But now, I have him. So much easier this way, to cut out the middleman. Don't worry. You will have the purest death. This execution is to take place at noon tomorrow, after your presentation.
The Commandant said nothing about my speaking directly before this man's death.
Just goes to show you what I've been dealing with.
I don't mean to seem unreasonable, but it seems that with all the talk of the bed and the herald, all costly to upkeep, why not just have them shot?
Anything but that vain animal who is so proud of being rational. Come. I want to show you the best part.
Can't wait.
I know. Isn't it wonderful how we have come so far? You see, it's not supposed to kill right away, but on average, over a period of 12 hours.
You're saying that this machine continually inscribes into his body for 12 hours? He's marked over and over, deeper and deeper. He becomes art?
Of a kind. It's fascination in all of us. To watch art become life.
Only in this case, it's in reverse. Art becomes death.
From the Colosseum, to the sacrificial altar, to the funeral pyre, we want to watch. For the first 6 hours, the condemned man goes on living. Almost as before.
He feels no pain?
No. He suffers nothing but pain. After 2 hours, the felt is removed. For at that point, the man has no more energy for screaming. But how quiet the man becomes around the 6th hour. Even the most stupid of them begins to comprehend. It's remarkable.
They understand their punishment.
Their judgment. Only through this process is one able to be truly illuminated. The more a thing is perfect, the more it will have pleasure and pain.
Did you just say
Pardon?
Dante?
What about it?
I know that one, that quote, that was Dante.
I didn't realize.
Have you always been so fond of verse?
I'm embarrassed. It just comes out sometimes. The beauty, I just can't help myself.
It was you, wasn't it?
We should move on, yes?
The Commandant never wrote that letter to me. You wrote the letter. The best lack all conviction.
While the worst are full of passionate intensity.
How did he know I was coming?
I forged a letter not only from him to you, but from you to him. Good, no? It went something like this. Dearest Commandant, I have an eager interest in a unique situation that I believe that the both of us may prosper from. And as I understand that you are fairly new to your position as Commandant, I would like to offer you my humble services to more easily fit your command. Much time is wasted in trying to preserve thoughts and practices of old, as I suspect may be just the case with your new title. Allow me to visit and offer a hand in judgment, say by presentation, thereby appeasing those around you, and take the experience home with me so that I may appear more compassionate to those in faraway places.
With
your permission, I will leave right away. I try to write for women. I do. Something eludes me. Forgive me, but it was...
I need to speak to him.
Just wait.
Get out of my way.
Listen.
Move.
No, it was a necessary evil. You know all about those.
Still doesn't change the fact
Wait,
that
please, you need to be made fully aware of how important, how pure that the epiphany this machine provides.
I need to speak to him now.
Wait, I think I know how best to explain myself.
How did he best explain it?
He turned it on.
He did what?
Speak hands for me. No! Don't jump to conclusions too quickly. I would rather cut out my own eyes than to see this machine disgraced.
Violent!
It is violent, but it is ours. This here, where we are, this is our Colosseum, and this is combat.
Fanatic, then.
Fanatic is only called a fanatic when someone else says it. Here, we call them family.
Turning and widening jar.
Are you all right?
My mind wanders sometimes.
Had you any means of an escape?
I was stuck between a rock
and a death chamber, yes.
I scolded him for his lying.
Please, let me explain. You want to appease those who you think judge you too harshly, and I'm offering you the opportunity to help us keep our methods prospering and make you look humble all at the same time. It's perfect for the both of us.
If you really want to know, I came here out of pity for the Commandant's cause, not for selfish reasons.
Now that's hysterical. Don't you see? You are stuck in the same system as the rest of them, lying and treading moral water until they die.
You should watch what you say.
You weren't so concerned about your personal convictions. Then why did you come here?
What makes you think I'd entertain the idea of helping your cause? The Commandant has already asked me to speak out against it.
As I planned. When?
At the presentation.
Of course. And what did you say?
I said I would see what I could do.
Wonderful. You didn't give him too much, just a glimmer of hope.
You lied to me. Betrayed my trust. What makes you think I'd help you instead?
I'll tell you. But first, I want you to answer a question for me.
What?
I want you to think very hard and be very honest.
I have nothing to hide from you.
I've made you privy to this wonderful machine, informed you of its importance. Now, can you be honest with me?
Yes.
Have you ever made a choice that you wish you could take back?
No.
No?
Definitely.
398 people dead because of your expertise, and there is not a one that you would give a second thought to?
No.
I admire that. Boom, blam, splat, done. God damn, that's righteousness. I admire your conviction. But alas, I'm at least still human. But I wonder why that is. What drives you to have such conviction?
We are each given roles in society that need to be filled.
You learn to read the faces after a while. Those on the block, so to speak. You're attractive. Young. Never married.
That's not the point.
I would bet that you were married.
It makes no difference in my observances.
You don't have to keep this up anymore.
You know, I don't care to share any of my personal life with you.
Children, a child, something taken away.
You would be wise to keep your mouth shut.
There it is. Something pure, destroyed. I can only imagine the agony.
Another word, and I will show you what real certainty is.
I cannot tell you how deeply I sympathize.
I don't want your sympathy.
Of course you don't. You want black and white. You want what we want. You want to rid this world of the mundane rhetoric which fills our lives, and that is done with purity. I want you to help us preserve our purity.
And what does that do for me?
You will know that the spirit of human illumination is not shattered, that you have given people their salvation instead of destruction, that you did this. Was because of you.
I want nothing to do with this. Send someone to get
Just
my things.
wait.
Why?
What if I told you I had a plan?
Would he get me out of here more quickly?
No, but it will offer you some peace of mind. Peace of mind you will not have elsewhere. A chance to know that you have given people their comfort instead of crushed it.
What would you have me do?
I want you to endorse our machine. Publicly. At your presentation.
Commandant already half expects me to condone this practice. Don't give me a reason
Wait.
to.
Go along with me for a moment. Humor. Now tomorrow, you'll be seated next to the Commandant. Very regal, of course. Like this. Just like that. Now, after various trivial and ridiculous agenda items designed only for the spectators, the judicial process also comes up for discussion. If it is not raised by the Commandant himself, or does not occur soon enough, I'll make sure that it comes up.
Is that customary?
I'll do it anyway. I'll stand, report the news of the day's execution. I finish, and...
Thank you for your report.
And he'll probably say...
The report of the execution has just been given.
Watch. Now, he can't help himself.
I would like to add to this report only the fact that this particular execution was attended by our traveler, whose visit confers such extraordinary honor on our colony, as you all know. Even the significance of our meeting here today has been increased by her presence. I've mentioned to all of you how she leans on the issue, and I am confident she will not disappoint. Do we not now wish to ask our guest for her appraisal of the execution based on old customs?
Here. Let her speak.
And everyone claps. Now's the part.
Then in everyone's name, I'm putting the question to you.
You say...
Although I believe this practice may be considered a different means of execution,
Different.
It's all right. You want them to be confused.
You've seen the execution.
What you must respond in return is something short and vague.
Yes. Yes, I have.
People should notice that it has become difficult for you to speak about the issue, that you feel bitter. That if you were to speak openly, you would have to burst out cursing on the spot.
And?
Say something like...
Yes, I've seen the execution.
Something like that. Or...
Yes, I've heard the full explanation.
And now?
And now, you hit them right between the eyes.
I believe that this practice, though seemingly strange and abnormal, is an essential procedural factor in the colony's operation.
You what? Perfect.
I'm saying that this procedure is acceptable as is, and I furthermore see no evidence that it should be discontinued.
You've done it.
That's it?
That's it. So what do you think?
I don't know what to say.
Just say yes.
No, I can't do that.
Of course you can.
I have a lot to think about.
This machine, though menacing, is a symbol of something wonderful to us. Something eternal. Grant us your mercy.
Us? I see no one who has the attachment that you have.
There are others. I had questioned myself in telling you this, seeing as how I had put a good amount of faith in my presentation earlier. However, I now feel the need to personally convey this to you. I am the machine's single open defender. And at the same time, am the single advocate for the way of the old Commandant. I have something of the old Commandant's persuasiveness, but I completely lack his power. And as a result, his supporters have gone into hiding.
Now, before you continue...
There are a lot of them. They are all supporters, but under the present Commandant, given his present views, they are all useless to me. So now I'm asking you, should such a life's work come to nothing because of this, Commandant?
Your struggle is not my struggle, no matter how much you want it to be. Now all you have is this lingering hope to comfort you. Embrace the future. You might live longer.
If I could only have it make more sense to you.
It doesn't matter.
Should have seen the executions in the earlier days. The entire chamber was overflowing with people. Even the day before the execution. They all came merely to watch. Early in the morning, the Commandant arrived in freshly shined shoes. Fanfares woke up the entire island. I delivered the news that everything was set. The entire society arranged itself around the machine. This pile of cane chairs is a sorry leftover from that time. The machine was then freshly cleaned, and it glowed in front of hundreds of eyes.
Today, it's coming. I heard it's a servant. Today, truly remarkable.
Please try to
Often I
understand.
crouched down here, right here, with a small child. And how are you this fine morning?
Very well, sir.
You have come to see the show. Are you excited?
Yes, very much.
And you will have a front row seat, right next to me.
Oh, thank you.
Think nothing of it. You sit here, and in my arms, we will take in all of the majesty of the world. Pure beauty. How we took in the expression of transfiguration on that martyred face. How we held in our cheeks the glow of this justice finally attained and already passing away. It was in the condemned's eyes that we saw everything. What times we had.
I don't want to upset you.
Upset? Who's upset? I know, it's hard for you to understand.
It is not a matter of understanding.
But can't you see the wonder in it? I know you can.
No, I cannot see the wonder in it.
This machine operates on its own. It works even when it's sitting alone in this very chamber.
Without a fuel source?
If I knew, I would tell you. But the Commandant took that with him into the next world.
You talk as though it's possessed.
Maybe it is. But whatever possesses it is pure and true.
It's getting darker.
It is.
I have no answer for you now.
I didn't think that you would. I will give you the rest of the night to think over my proposal.
You were left alone?
I couldn't sleep. I left my room to explore the island.
You were looking for the right answer.
I don't know, I just wanted to find something.
And? What did you find?
That girl. That beautiful young girl. Dear, are you all right? Are you lost? Can you hear me? Come over here. Let me get you something. Food or water?
I could drink, but what is the point?
Please, let me get you something.
I don't want anything.
Why is your face covered?
Are you going to help us?
Help you?
Are you going to let us keep it?
The machine?
It's not only a machine.
What is it then?
It's ecstasy.
I'm going to tell you something. Can I tell you a secret?
Yes.
If I tell you, will you show me your face?
Yes.
You must promise to keep it to yourself.
I will.
You know, I knew someone like you once. Someone innocent. But then one day, it was gone, and I thought from then on that this entire world was simply black and white. There's no choice but to move on, but there's always supposed to be a right answer, isn't there? Justness. But now I don't know what the right choice is. I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
You should help us. Let us keep it.
There has to be another way.
There is no other way.
Do something for me.
Yes.
Lie to me. You're not a girl, you're just someone. Just tell me what the right answer is. Tell me what I'm supposed to do.
Let us keep it.
What good is one side over the other?
You know what you want to do.
End game either way.
You have to help us. You have to say something. Or else there will be consequences.
Show me your face.
I'm in mourning.
You have your entire life. What could you possibly have to mourn?
I am mourning my sacrifice.
Sacrifice?
In hopes that you will help us.
What sacrifice? Let me see your face.
Stay away from me.
No, show me your face.
Stay away. Don't touch me.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
Why? Why would you do this to yourself?
It's my offering to you. To show you how important it is.
How could it mean this much?
You're beginning to see. It means everything.
Time is fast approaching. You've had the night to think over my proposal.
Yes.
And you've reached a decision.
I have.
You make me a very happy person.
I would like this to go quickly.
Understood.
Once you have my final recommendation, I want you to
Just
promise
wait.
me that...
Before you say anything, I want this to glimmer. Make sure he goes over some of the finer points. Continue.
It was not an easy thing to come to. I am going to tell the Commandant that
Now hold there. Just for a moment. You're exhausted. Yes? Just exhausted. You had to travel for days on end to get here, you poor thing. Now, just take a minute. Think very hard about what you want to say.
There is no need to wait. The Commandant will be here shortly, and I've decided you deserve to know.
I bet you miss your home right now, don't you?
I hope to see it again soon as I can.
I haven't been home since I was a little boy. I wonder sometimes if anyone from where I was from remembers me.
Of course they do.
Maybe I'm just a ghost to them. They consider me dead.
You can return home in the future, I'm sure of it.
So long ago, so far away. So many possibilities of harm that may befall one out here.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, they probably think I'm dead. Written me off as a small footnote. He was a good young boy who never returned home after he left. That was all that was written.
You're becoming much too sentimental.
There are many dangerous things that can happen to someone while they're so far away from home. And one more thing. I've forgotten something from yesterday.
Shall we save it for after the presentation? Don't you want to hear my decision?
Why wait till then? Let's have a look now.
Yes.
This is my favorite part. Do you know anything about steel?
No, not really, to be perfectly honest.
Iron chromium prevents rust. Look at it. There are hundreds. Perfect. Now, when a wound first hits fresh air, the immediate reaction is to cover it with your hand. Do you know why that is?
To hinder the bleeding.
Imagine what it would be like to be strapped in there. All these tiny pieces of metal. They are so sharp.
Stop that!
Do you see? Each one in the machine begins to understand. You cover your wounds to keep your soul from escaping. Now tell me what I want to hear.
It's a difficult choice. I will tell the Commandant.
No. Don't say anything. I can see it in your eyes. And I cannot begin to tell him. Begin to prep him.
No, wait!
Let's give him a presentation that he won't soon forget.
Sleep well.
Yes.
And my officer's presentation.
Informative.
She's been a delight.
Shut up. I've come to go over some things with you.
Like what?
To make sure she understands the full gravity of her choice.
What?
I need to speak to the both of you, actually.
Why do that now? You know what you are doing, after all.
Watch your tone. I need peace of mind for my own sake.
But then you'll spoil it.
Leave me with her.
No.
No. I'm not asking you.
Go ahead and tell him.
Wait.
Tell me what?
Tell him.
We have an agreement.
Come on and say it.
Just wait.
What is going on?
Tell him now.
I said watch your tone.
I will tell you both.
And?
I've decided that I will give the both of you nothing.
You what?
You want me to voice an opinion? I'm telling you, you can't have it.
How could you do this? How could you do this to us?
That is not what we've agreed upon.
We've agreed upon nothing. I said I would see what could be done, and I have chosen to abstain.
Oh, no, hold on. You. What has he been telling you? What have you done here?
Out!
Let's not lose ourselves.
Shut your mouth!
What is the matter with you? Answer me.
Leave now!
What did you do? What have you said? Are you listening to me? I said stop!
Will you get over yourself, you ignorant, pompous bastard?
How dare you? Listen. She came here to help me. Me! Understand? I demand that you explain just what it is.
You have lost it. Don't you see? You have lost control. If you ever even really had it. Ever since you first stepped foot on this colony, there have been 100 eyes on you. And if you so much as make another peep, I'll see that you are burned. Get out.
No, help me!
You want to see what this will do to her? Get out.
I wish there was something I could do, but Please, forgive me.
Get out! All of you! Out! That was easier than I expected.
You stay away from me.
You said that you would help me!
Oh, I thought you wanted me to help all of you.
What? I hope that your conviction is worth it.
I don't know.
grant me that! Grant me something other than indifference.
I can't.
God, this place is stale now!
Stop! For Christ's sake, stop! It's done! There is no point to this!
You know what? That's the first intelligent thing that you have said. That there is no point! Not anymore. The entire world is being used up. Every inch is being mapped out and exploited. And there's nothing left but something that resembles burnt wood. One day, a child will be born who will go off and fight in wars, work his entire life for something better. But it is only until he gets into the twilight of his life that he will realize it was all the time part of some stupid, simple plan to feed some idea of societal structure. What is structure? It's nothing! And all the while, he will be unknowing that he is part of some ruse while they keep his small mind busy. He will never know that there were once people who actually came before him, who had conviction. The only way he will be able to feel anything true for himself would be to take out a knife, cut open his palm.
What are you doing?
Beginning the ritual of death. I want you to have these.
What for?
Magic. Remember? That is all for now. Goodbye.
No, wait! How did you get in here? I'm taking you away from here. Come with me, take my hand. You stay away from me. You stay away from us. You stay back.
You killed him instantly?
No. The machine was either not willing or unable to turn his body. So the sentence penetrated his skin faster than normal. It did not produce water to wash the blood away, and he bled out.
What was the sentence?
There was too much blood to read it.
No, that's impossible. I need to know what his crime was. I want to know. I have to know.
Do you envy him?
Of course not.
I warned you. Any attempt to gain something more from this will simply raise more questions.
No, that's not fair.
No, it's not.
Look, I have certain things I need to report. I need something. I need to know what his sentence was, please.
You want to know the answer. You want purification.
Please.
No. In the end, it all runs together. I don't expect you to like it, but nonetheless.
So that's it then.
I saw something before I left.
What?
A plaque.
What for?
Commemorating the old commandant. To our old commandant, his followers, who are now not permitted to have a name, buried him on these grounds and erected this plaque. There exists a prophecy that the old commandant will rise again and his ghost will haunt the indifferent.
So that's it then.
You will communicate this story as truthfully as possible.
Of course.
Thank you.
One last thing. Are you certain you didn't read the officer's sentence?
No, I didn't read it. I didn't have to. He told it to me.
He told it to you, but how?
Pardon my ignorance, but does the condemned know his own sentence?
No.
No?
It would be pointless to tell him that information when he will understand it for himself.
I'm not sure.
He will understand it.
Whoever is in the apparatus cannot read their own inscription. And when I knelt next to the officer's body, I looked into his lifeless eyes and I knew that he could see the face of true beauty. And in his eyes I could see beauty as well. And the officer said,
"Be just."
there are no correct answers. You don't ever purge yourself of ghosts, you just trade old ones for new.
Did you really just not give them what they wanted out of spite, or...
Or what?
Or were you just too afraid to make the wrong choice entirely?